Welcome, everybody. What a great day. We're going to start our ceremony here out with, I'd like to introduce to you now the father of the stockyards of the Cowboy Church. We call him Father George, but he's just a cowboy like the rest of us, George Westby.
Thank you, Ed. Did the Lord give us a beautiful day or what? Huh? Isn't this wonderful? And I want to thank everybody here for the honor to do this invocation today. Red Steagall has been an influence in my life since the day I met him. He was an inspiration for me and for Gene Marlowe to start Cowboy Church here in the Fort Worth Stockyards 28 years ago. He's a man I admire, respect, and love as a dear, dear friend. So would you bow with me, please? Heavenly Father, thank you for this beautiful day and the love and friendship we're able to share here with one another in this wonderful cowboy gathering. There is no person so deserving of this honor than my dear friend, Red Steagall. He is the ultimate symbol of the American cowboy, a man who always chooses right from wrong. He's a man that rides for the brand with his compadre, Jesus Christ. Always a gentleman whose handshake and his word are his bond. Red has taught us true, honest values from the Book of Life, in his poetry, in song, and by being a solid example for us. Lord, thank you for giving Bruce Green the talent to capture the spirit of our friend Red Steagall. For his legacy and inspiration will live on for generations to come. To me, Red is a modern-day cowboy apostle. And I know I'm not the only one. There's all of you out there that love him as well. Amen.
Now, if you'll all please stand for the Pledge of the Allegiance. George, will you lead?
Yeah.
Okay.
Remove your covers. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, one and for all. And to the Texas flag, honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Play ball.
Thank you, George. Good afternoon and welcome to the Fort Worth, where the West begins and the sun always shines. Most of the time. Today's a great day and we're lucky enough to be in the greatest city in the world, and we're honored to have today the Mayor Betsy Price, the real trail boss in these here parts, Mayor Price.
This is a group that would know what to say when somebody says that in Texas, right? I'm so glad to have the opportunity to be with you today on such a beautiful day, and for Red Steagall's Cowboy Gathering. This is an incredible turnout. Isn't this beautiful in the stockyards? My Mayor Pro Tem Dennis Shingleton, Councilmember Carlos Flores, whose district we're in, are both here this morning. They had the opportunity, as did I, to be with us at the new Dickies Arena ribbon cutting this morning. What a great addition to the city, and all the improvements here. Fort Worth just gets better and better, and our cowboy heritage just gets stronger and stronger. I'm so glad. Yeah, you can clap for that. And part of that is not only is our cowboy heritage and our Western heritage stronger, but we have so many individuals who are committed to giving back to Fort Worth and to Tarrant County, like our friend Red. You know, Red embodies what's the best of the West and the best of Fort Worth. He's an American actor, a poet, a stage performer, but mostly he's a great citizen of this great nation and this city. He personifies that cowboy culture and his servant heart. Every day, you know, Red has a servant's heart. My mother always said, and you got to follow what Mom says, right? Take your God-given talents and use them to benefit others. Use them to benefit the community where you live, and always give something back. Red, you didn't know my mother. You missed a treat, but you truly learned the same lesson I did. Your talents have blessed so many and continue to bless us. He's recognized all over the world. He's performed for 4 presidents and countless others, inducted in the Hall of Fame, and received so many awards. But today in the Stockyards, Red's home will be incredibly special. For 29 years, we've been holding the Red Steagall Cowboy Gathering. That's a long time. We're pleased, Red, that you call Fort Worth home. Thank you for all you do for us. And thank you all for being here.
There are some other officials that are here tonight and this afternoon and family. And some of the officials, but y'all paid a little extra, so we're going to give you another recognition. Councilman Shingleton is here. Carlos Flores is the mayor so introduced. But family, and that's what a lot of this whole thing is about, family and family values. And there's one lady here that has been kind of right here with us the whole dang time, and that's Gail Steagall. And Gail's in the audience. We want to thank the kiddos and bunch, Stephen and Deborah, who came all the way from the Prairie State out there in California, and they promised they're not going to vote from what they fled. So anyhow, thank you, Stephen and Deborah. They got a great grandson here today, Darren Romero, brother Barry, brother David, sister Sue Ann, Danny Steagall, and a loyal assistant for 42 years. And truly, Debbie Bowman has been a big part of everything we do. Thank you, Debbie. Here's a man that perpetuates the lifestyle of the American West in a great Texan, Mr. Johnny Trotter.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hub. Thank you, City Council. And thanks for all of you that are friends of Red Steagall here today. This is a special day for the Stockyards, for Fort Worth, Texas, but especially for a great man and our great friend, Red Steagall. Thanks to Gary and Deborah Kinslow for the idea that started this whole process. Thanks to Mike and Sheila Ingram, Greg Brown, and Brandy Minnick, my wife Jana, Bruce and Janie Green, and an extra thanks to Greg for all the work you put into this. But thanks mostly for having the love and the respect for Red and Gail, and the passion for this to happen, for us to be able to unveil this today. Red was raised up in the Texas Panhandle in the ranch country, and as a young kid decided there wouldn't be anything better than being a cowboy. As he spent his life in the entertainment business, he developed a passion for protecting the American cowboy and the heritage of the Western way of lifestyle. When he moved to Fort Worth in 1977, it enabled Red to pursue his passion even more. As the mayor said earlier, in 1990, he originated the first Red Steagall cowboy gathering here. And now for 29 years, he's led the wagons in with his big smile and his hearty wave, welcoming people from all over the United States and the world to the Fort Worth stockyards and Texas hospitality. As this bronze is unveiled today, it's our hope that it will continue that wave and that welcoming Western spirit of hospitality so personified by this great man and our great friend, Red Steagall. Now let me introduce the artist, Bruce Green.
Thank you, Johnny. God sent me on this mission of this art thing from the time I was a child, and I certainly couldn't have imagined moments like this to come to this point where, well, I can't even describe to you. There's not words that I have to describe to you the honor that I feel today to show you this piece of work that I was so fortunate to be involved in. Red came down to the studio. We live down in Clifton, Texas, and Red came down to the studio on occasions, and Gail come with him, but he had to sit and model for me, to take a photograph of Red, and we took some, but that's not adequate, because what I hope you see today is not just a copy of an image, but I hope you feel the spirit of the man that I love, that I know you love. I hope you feel that. It's a challenge to try to capture that from a ball of clay and try to move it around with your fingers and imitate someone's spirit. But I hope you feel that today. And it's been a dear job, an honoring job for me to capture that, but to also to honor our culture and have him stand at this point, this place that welcomes so many millions of people and gives them an impression about the culture that we hold so dear. So at this point, I mean, I've been waiting for this for a long time. So I'm going to ask the partners to come over, get ready, get in place, and kind of get over there, you guys, and get ready to share this with you. The title of this is Red Steagall, always riding for the brand, Fort Worth, Texas, where the West began. Gentlemen, let's show it to them. ladies and gentlemen, Red Steagall.
Thank you, Bruce. Thank you, Mayor, and thank all of you for being here. I wish I could express in the English language or any other language what this means to me and how exciting it is, and how emotional and how humbling it is. And I just want all of you to know that we, you can't hear me? Well, that's unusual. But I'm so proud for all of you to be here to share this moment, because it is truly the moment of my life, except for the day that Gail said she'd spend the rest of her life with me. But I love Fort Worth with all my heart, and everywhere I go, regardless of where it is in the world, I brag about Fort Worth. And when you say you're from Fort Worth, Texas, people's eyes light up and they say, that's where the cowboy's still king. And we are a major city. We are a very progressive city. We have everything that a human being needs for survival and for pleasure and a long life. But Fort Worth is still a community. It has its own character and its own soul. And it's welcoming to all people of all creeds, colors, and religions. We're so proud of Fort Worth, and I can't tell you how proud I am to be a part of the landscape. Thank you so much for coming. I love all of you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that kind of wraps it up here this afternoon. Thank you for coming to the Red Steagall Cowboy Gathering. This wonderful unveiling, Ride Cowboys Ride.